So in an extremely controversial game, the Warriors just edged past the Grizzlies barely by a final score of 117 to 116 in the game one of the conference semifinals. Warriors got one on the road. I mean, this game was crazy. I was livid at times, right? The referees in this game were awful. The main thing was Draymond Green was ejected with about half the amount of time in the game left for a flagrant 2 foul, they said it was. He did foul someone. I agree with that, but he didn't, it wasn't like malicious. He was trying to break a fall and they ejected him. So the Warriors were already facing adversity, with a lot of time left in the game at that point. Not to mention also at the end of the game, the refs made it a jump ball because they didn't know what to call when the ball went out of bounds. It would have been the Warriors' ball in theory, but they didn't call it. So those are just two big examples. And then just, of course, all the calls they gave to Memphis the entire game and then didn't call it both ways. The Warriors were facing so much adversity. It was pretty clear the refs were, either, swinging it one way or just not in it. And it seemed really, really bad. So the Warriors didn't start out super strong. They got outscored by a lot in the first. I mean, they were down by 8 at the end of the first quarter. But the interesting thing was Jordan Poole made a huge impact on the game. He didn't start, yet he still led the team in points. Jordan Poole came out the bench. He had 31 points, 9 assists, and 2 rebounds. So just 1 assist and 2 rebounds shy of a triple-double. And he did phenomenal on offense. And, I got to give credit. Steph Curry was really good down the stretch. Klay Thompson, although he missed 2 free throws that would have practically sealed the game, he did make a really clutch 3 right before that, so I got to give him credit. John Morant, I think, he had a good game, 34 points, but I feel like he's very confident, and I don't think he's as good as he presents himself. I think the Warriors figured out how to guard him pretty well. He did have 34 points, and that is impressive, but like I said, I think, the Warriors played better as a team. The Grizzlies, it just seems like it's Jaren Jackson and John Morant playing as individuals, not as a team unit. Speaking of Jaren Jackson, he had a double-double with 33 points and 10 rebounds. But the Warriors had an amazing game. I mean, Jordan Poole, player of the game, undoubtedly. He had a playoff career high once again. He's breaking his own records, and I'm happy. Also, Gary Payton played some really good defense down the stretch. I mean, at the end of the game, John Morant attempted a layup for the win, and Gary Payton defended it really well, and he missed it. And so, Payton had 8 points. But Draymond Green only played 17 minutes, so not even close to half the game. I mean, the refs were awful in this game. And I mean, if the Warriors didn't win this, I would be very, very upset. And I still am upset with the refs, but we won the game, so I guess I can't be complaining. So, obviously that was tough. But the Warriors played in Memphis because the Memphis Grizzlies were actually the 2 seed. The Warriors were the 3 seed. But to win one on the road to start it out is a huge win in my books. And game 2 will also be in Memphis. And the Warriors are trying to, slide through this series. And I think they can. I mean, the Grizzlies are a very physical team. This game was very physical. But I think the Warriors outplayed them. I think, when Draymond was ejected, the momentum swung heavily. The Warriors played really good in the third quarter. It was the best quarter out of any team, out of either team today, was the third quarter for the Warriors. And, that they've been known as a good third quarter team, but I knew they had chips on their shoulders because Draymond was unjustly ejected, and it was really ridiculous. So just overall, good performance by the Warriors to win by 1 point, 117 to 116. And, I think really we should have won by more. I think the Grizzlies were lucky to even make it this far in the game where they only lost by 1. But, they were a very lucky team in this game. The Grizzlies should not have even – I don't even think the Grizzlies should have broken, 110. I think they really didn't play as good as they, the scoreboard says. I think the refs just really gave them everything they needed. So that's it. Warriors win. They take game 1 and lead 1-0. They're 3 wins away from the conference finals. And so let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later. And go Warriors.